What's going on, everybody? Pastor E back again with Let's Talk About It with Pastor E. Come on, I need y'all to share, subscribe. You know, hopefully you guys been tuning in, and this is a space that I created as an alternative resource center. It's the new ARC, A-R-C though, not K. It's still a safe space for you, and I'm hoping that we go from struggles to solutions and from trauma to triumphs. But here, you got to be truthful. The other thing I was going to say, I know the last episode I showed you our shirts. I'm wearing one again. Hold on, let me let you see it. This is one of the theme base we have. And for the year 2025, we got Thrive in 25 or Thrive in 25 with the TOO, which means also. But we have other shirts with themes, breaking free and busting through the doors. And, you know, you can go to our website, ministryinmotion.org or .com, ministryinmotion.com. You can order shirts there. And we can do multiple colors. I just stick to our color scheme, which is the white, gray, and black and gold. But so let me know, we can, there's a lot of people asking about the shirt. So, there's a place to purchase them. They got hoodies, all kinds of things. But yeah, back to continuing on really from where we were at. So we started with the face-to-face and all of that. And then in our last podcast, we was talking about wanting better and how you have to change something for something to change. Today, I wanted to briefly just come in and go off of where we were at last time, where I was talking about your response. You're responsible for your response, because what I'm trying to do today is now begin to talk about your character. Right now, it's like, what does your heart say? Your heart is going to tell us what your character is. If you're a negative person, we know your heart is negative. If you're going to complain all the time, you're a complaining person. We see who you are, and that's your character. And nobody wants to be around like Debbie Downers, and if you want to call them that, or somebody that complains all the time, or somebody who's just negative. Who wants all that negative energy around them? We can do bad all by ourselves. Misery does like to keep that same company. Why? Because the person who's in misery doesn't want to see other people doing better than them, be a part of what they are. So misery wants to keep misery around itself. It's just what it is. I mean, when you're in a place that's lower than somebody else, you're always going to find something negative to talk about the next person. Oh, he thinks he's this, or she thinks she's that. When all actuality, they might not think anything. They actually came to the point where they wanted to make better decisions in their life, so they got better. Doesn't mean that they're looking down at you, but what's happened is their character has changed. Now, everybody who's successful doesn't mean that they have great character. But I do believe that their character is good in some areas of their life, or else success wouldn't follow it. Now, whatever it is, it could have been an inheritance that has them being successful, which there's still nothing wrong with that. The Bible tells us that a wise man leaves an inheritance for his children's children's children. So we are all supposed to be doing that. In my community, the African American community, we don't understand what that is. We're happy enough to just go, if we get our children a car. Back when I grew up, if our parents gave us a car, they did something. Then it got to the point, if you got a house, you were successful. If you have a business nowadays, they think you really doing something. Not even understanding that, guess what? My wife and I have a business, and we kind of got multiple businesses going on. But with business comes more bills. And now we're in a tax bracket that is eating us up because we haven't made it over the hill, and we might not be at the bottom, but we're at a part where it's really taxing us. And even though our money has grew, but we know we're close. But what happened for us in order to get this is the change we needed, we changed, but it's our character. So now we can't do what we're doing if we're not good people. We got to be good to one another. And where the Bible says, whatever you find your hands to do, you should do. So we're very helpful to others. So that's how God elevated both of us. Because one, it was what our heart was saying. Our heart was saying that, guess what? We wanted to see people win. At our church, we have what we call the 10 Winners Commandments. And people recite them every week because we telling them that they're winners and not losers. But now, if your character doesn't say that you're a winner, you are not going to be associated to winning. Whatever your character says about you, what your life says about you, is what I want to deal with next. What do people say when they see you? Do they think of you as a thief? A liar? Everybody hates liars. Whether you telling little ones or big ones, a lie is a lie. What does people say about you? That's your character. Do you want people to say good about you? Or do you want people to speak evil of you? Don't let your good be spoken evil. You don't want that. So if you are now doing things that are going to be character flaws, those are some of the things that have to change. So when we talked about changing something, we want to change the character flaws. What are your flaws? How you handle certain things. When we talked about responding, is going to shape your character. So the first thing we want to talk about with your character flaws is forgiveness. Do you forgive? If you can't forgive, why should God forgive? Or why should anybody forgive you? The same forgiveness you want is the same forgiveness you should extend to others. If you can't do that, then this is what you're saying to people. So no one's going to want to be around you because we all make mistakes. All of us are a bunch of misfits, which means we all got something wrong. There's not one person on this planet that doesn't have one thing wrong. But the one thing we can fix or we can change is our character. Everybody can show love. Even some of the most evilest people still show love to somebody. Somebody, maybe it's a mother or a grandmother. I don't know who it is. But love is something that we can all show, which is a character trait. Forgiveness is one of the biggest things I believe that there's going to be a lot of people in hell because they don't have it. Unforgiveness is going to be one of the biggest reasons why people are in hell. The Bible even tells us that if we forgive those of their sins, that he is faithful enough to forgive them for their sins. And it's according to his righteousness, not ours. So guess what? If we can go around and start to beginning to forgive those who deserve, or even if they don't deserve forgiveness, if we can forgive them, God's going to forgive them. That's the power that we have. And this is our character. This is about character. If our character isn't good, trust me, there's nothing in your life gonna change for better. How can you be able to help somebody when you need help? If you mean and nasty, don't nobody want to hear nothing you got to say. Matter of fact, you may have the greatest answer, but there's nobody gonna want to hear it from you. They be like, yo, I remember there was this girl, very, very pretty girl, very pretty. And the problem was, it was her character. A dude ain't gonna want to be with a girl who talk harsher than he do. He just ain't gonna do it. She wanted to be like a dude. She out here like cussing and swearing and talking like a dude. She's very pretty, but it's like, yo, you can't get by her mouth. So who gonna want to deal with that? Ain't nobody gonna deal with that. There's no man gonna marry their road dog. I'm just here to tell you that. It's not gonna happen. So if your character is, you just out here ride or die and do it, man, ain't no dude gonna marry you. It's not gonna happen. A man is looking for somebody who completes him. So if your character shows that you're a wife, then you will be one. If your character shows that you just a jump off, that's what you're gonna be. So now, I believe that the first thing, again, we got to start with is forgiveness. One, we have to be willing to apologize for what we've done wrong to people. So we go out first and seek forgiveness. And then I believe that others will forgive us for whatever we've done. Because we've hurt some people also. Every one of you have hurt somebody. Now, some people have hurt you. I'm not saying they did it, but every one of us have hurt somebody. Some of you have hurt your parents. If you're not in a successful state right now, I'm sure we've hurt our parents. Our parents wanted better for us. I don't believe that one parent, if you as a parent, don't you want better for your kids? So one thing I had to do is I had to apologize to my kids. I had meetings with them and I told them about the things I've done. My daughter, one of my daughters, she's even deaf. And she kind of got mad. She said, I didn't know my dad was like that. But I had to tell her my truths. I understand that hurt people hurt people. Now, she didn't want to see me in that light. Now, I ain't told her every little detail, but I let her know, like, yo, this is who I was. That's one of our problems. Our problems are the secrets. These are what define our character. Secrets. I think the movie It, that clown got bigger by the secrets of the people and all that, and it was the terrifying thing. It was in a movie telling life. Our problem is secrets. So as parents, I ain't got to tell them why I did this or did that. But guess what? You had a problem, whatever it was. Now you're angry. Now you're drinking. Now you're an alcoholic. Now that same spirit is now on your kid, and your kid don't have any idea why they drink like they do. Now, somebody might have beat you. Your ex-husband or boyfriend could have beat you up. That's what led you to drinking and all of that. Now it just went to your child. They have no idea. Why? Because you're trying to keep it a secret. One thing we have to do is we got to renounce and denounce. We have to. This is part of the change for you. This is what's going to help your character. If you know you've been a part of something, you got to renounce it and you got to denounce it. You have to say, hey, listen, I know I was doing this and I'm going to speak what it is. And I no longer want no parts of it. It's got to go. This is going to change your character. Whatever it is that you're a part of or have been doing that is negative in your life, you gotta renounce and denounce. Sometimes we just renounce without the denounce. No, we also have to acknowledge what it is that it was going on. And we can't be afraid to say why we did it. So many of us, our character's so jacked up because we mask what was really affecting us. I'm not going to go talk about somebody who's smoking crack because them smoking crack, it might not be, it's a problem. I'm not saying it's not a problem, but it's not the root of the issue. The issue could be, guess what? They were raped or molested as a person, and this is what they got into to deal with the molestation, whatever the trauma is. So now we need to deal with that. Then we can deal with the crack. If we just started trying to deal with the crack, that ain't going to do nothing. We got to deal with the root of the issue because that's what their character is based off of, that, whatever it is. And it's for you, whatever you're doing that you know you shouldn't be doing, that people are defining you by. What is the root of that? That's defining your character. Do you want to be characterized by that? Most likely you don't, because it's brought shame to you. That's the trauma. But now your character is jacked up. So what are we going to do about it? I'm going to acknowledge what that is. Listen, some of you could have been raped by a family member. The crazy thing is, it's jacked you up. But how jacked up are they that they had to do that to you? It was R. Kelly. They talked about everything that happened with him and the girls and all that. And then look at him. You find out that it all happened to him. by a family member. So here goes the spirit that was on that family member, got transferred to him. Now he transferred it to somebody else. So now his character is defined by that. And now look at him. He's the one in jail for all this time behind something that traumatized him. It's a residual effect because he never got that fixed. So now his character as a man, when he's over here 40 years old, 50 years old, look at what's defining him. His character is now associated with him and little girls and all kinds of stuff. But it was something that happened to him while he was younger. So now we could sit there and continue to bash people and talk about them, but we don't want people to deal with what's in our closet either. So this is why I keep saying it's the secrets. The secrets are affecting our character. So what are we going to do about it? I'm not telling you got to go out and tell everybody and do all of that, but you got to be able to heal from whatever it is. There's got to be some type of healing. Now, I don't know if it's coming from a spiritual person right now, or you need to go see a therapist. You got to do something, but you have got to get healed because it's affecting your character. I don't believe you are a jump off. I don't believe you're a druggie or an alcoholic. I think those are the results of the trauma. So now we have got to get rid of the trauma. We have got to overcome the darkness. That's the darkness. And how do you do some of it? You got to forgive. You got to forgive those who've done something bad to you. The enemy don't want you to forgive. But because you haven't forgiven, that's why you're still in the state you're in today. It starts with forgiveness. Apologize. Some of these people don't even know what they did to you. They know, but they don't know how it affected you. There was somebody who did something to me. They don't even know I remember. They don't even know I remember. I've overcome it, and I've forgiven them. And I don't even have to bring it up. I don't even have to. And guess what? Because I forgive them, I know God's already forgiven them. Because I'm pretty sure something like that happened to them. And that's why they did it to me. Because hurt people hurt people. So if you hurt, you're going to hurt somebody else. Character. So what does your character say? This is what we got to work on starting now. Character. We're going to build it. So right now we're starting with forgiveness. Who you got to forgive? Take a minute. Start thinking about who you need to forgive. There's somebody right on the top that hit your mind right now is you. And I say, who you got to forgive? So start saying, yo, I forgive you. Say it. There's a lot, for some of you, it might be a lot of people you got to forgive. So say their name. Say, I forgive you. After you say everybody else's name, then say your name. You got to forgive yourself. The enemy will have you thinking like you can't be forgiven. But why can't you be forgiven? Matter of fact, Pastor E forgives you for what you've done. Now, because I just forgiven you, God's going to forgive you. And that's really all the forgiveness that you need. But we got to get it right. So you got to renounce and denounce anything you've been a part of that's got your character jacked up. Say it. I don't want no parts of it anymore. I'm forgiving those that hurt me. You got to forgive them. We're dealing with trauma to triumph. You got to say something. I'll see y'all next week. Deuces.